So how do officials go about making sure that we are protected this time of year? Joining me now is former FBI Deputy Assistant Director Danny Coulson. Danny, great to see you. Thank you for being here.
Happy New Year. Thanks for having me.
Happy New Year to you as well. Now, we have a mayor in New York. Forgive me for starting on a sore spot for a lot of people in the police force, but he's not very popular with cops in New York these days. He's been seen as unsupportive to a lot of them as they go through a lot of trouble recently. Some of us are worried that that may pose a security risk for situations like New Year's. Do you see that as a problem?
No, I do not. I worked with the NYPD as an agent in New York City for almost 10 years, and they are the most professional law enforcement agency you're ever going to find. They're going to ignore him. They're going to do their job. They're going to deploy resources, and I guarantee you, knowing them, they've already planned for this, and they're ready to go. The problem is, though, are we ready to go? It's what the citizens do that's equally important.
Well,
as
I want
well
to
as
talk
what the police
about
do.
that, because you've got some very good specific points of how to protect ourselves. But before we leave this, the FBI working with police forces, particularly after things like that massacre in Las Vegas, et cetera,
Yes.
that must be a very close working relationship right now.
It's the very closest. Every FBI office in the country has a great relationship with the local police. They're partners in these things. And let me say they're equal partners. And to get ready for these things is a monumental occurrence. And they don't spare the money. They don't spare resources. And they survey these places. They go and look at them. They decide how they're going to respond. And what you're not going to see is all the undercover officers that are there. You won't see that, but that's super important.
That is important. Okay, what should I do, or what should I tell my kid to do to protect ourselves during the New Year's celebrations?
Great question. Thank you for asking that. Don't be in denial. Those firecrackers you hear, they're not firecrackers. Take action. Don't get trapped. If you're going to go to a nightclub, know how to get out of the nightclub. Don't run into the bathroom, because that's a kill area. Remember the Pulse nightclub. Get out. If I could give them one piece of advice, it's movement. Escape. Get away. Run. Don't hide in plain sight. Don't get down on the ground and hoping somebody's going to show you mercy, because they don't. Get out. Get away. Run.
You know, in New York, running is not always an easy thing to do. Everybody's packed in. You can barely move from left to right. I guess you should try to avoid getting into one of those situations in the first place, right?
Well, I do, and also know where you're going. There are a lot. It's really popular to go to the movies New Year's Eve, and my family does that. Where are the exits? How do you get out of there? That's important, because remember, the police are minutes away and they will resolve the situation, but you will save your life. So take action, know where you are, and be prepared to get off the mark.
That's all great advice. Danny, I have to ask about something that's been in the news recently. Your beloved FBI has been put through the ringer, particularly by a small group of people at the top who got politically involved in things. I know your feelings about this, and I think I share them,
Yes.
but it all came out in that Inspector General's report. Your thoughts about what's happened and how to fix the FBI right now?
Thank you for asking that. That's dear to my heart. You have to understand, Jim Comey did not let the FBI do its job. These kind of investigations are supposed to be run by the Washington Field Office, a division that I commanded at one time. But he took it away from field agents who are not corruptible, who have no bias, and he gave it to a group of people inside his inner sanctum and had them do it, because he wanted to have an outcome that he designed. And he did that, and he was very successful. Unfortunately, it worked to the detriment of the FBI, and I hope people understand, this is not the FBI. This is James Comey. James Comey got his badge given to him. He didn't earn it like I did. And he tarnished himself, not my badge. He tarnished himself. And it's devastating to us, because we thrive on credibility, and he's now has hurt that to a degree.
But how do you turn it around, that credibility?
Well, first of all, you wait for Durham to do his job. If in fact there's criminality here, and I definitely believe there is, then you prosecute those involved. I think Christopher Wray's doing the right thing here. He's waiting to get all the facts,
the current
and
head
then
of
he'll
the
take
FBI,
action.
yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He's the current head, brand new director. I mean, can you imagine what it's like walking into that mess?
Oh,
It took
boy.
a lot of courage to do that. But I think he's a good man. I think he has courage. It's going to take courage. And also, it's probably to divorce the FBI as far as they can away from the Department of Justice. Get away from a very political organization and restore the FBI's independence.
Good advice. Terrific
Let field
advice.
agents do their job.
Danny Coulson, I'm so glad we have people like you working for the FBI, and there's still people like you working for the FBI. God bless them all, and have a wonderful, happy New Year.
Thanks for having me. I really enjoyed your show. Thank you.
My appreciation to you.